Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Your decisions reveal your values. What you are today is a result of the decisions you took in the past. Decisions you take today will shape your future. Decisions are very defining, very important, and they stem largely from what we hold dear, our values. Unfortunately, not many of us are very clear about our values, our personal values, our core value, and our peripheral values, our personal values and our communal values. We need to be very clear on those in order to make decisions on a timely basis and move forward with confidence. So, therefore, my request to all of you is this: reflect on your past, select three significant events, identify the years, and then look at those years. What were the alternatives before you when confronted with that situation? Which option did you choose that led to a decision? And now you are living the consequence of that, good or not so good. By doing this exercise, you will discover your real values. The good news is you can always embrace better values if you so choose. And not only embrace them, but embed them and make them part of your life. Now, you might be wondering, what are my values? Well, back in 1997, when I was attending a course at Harvard, I was made to go through an exercise in a group of 60 participants who came from 22 countries, and they represented the voluntary sector, government, as well as the corporate. And it was in that exercise that I discovered my three values, and they have guided me to this day. The first one is honesty, the second one is respect, and the third one is love. These three values have helped me cope with very difficult situations in the past, since 97 to now, and indeed continue to guide me going forward. Now, I'm sharing this not because I want you to embrace these values. I'm just sharing them because these are my values. I chose them by very conscious deliberation, and I find that it allows me to sleep peacefully at night. When you live your values, the best way that you will ever know that you are living them is when you sleep well at night. Sleeping well at night means that your conscience is at peace. You have done what you were supposed to do. And every day that we are alive, we are breathing, we need to ask ourselves, what decisions am I making moment to moment, hour to hour, that is taking me into a future that I so desire? It is what I do today that will shape everything around me. Decisions will never be perfect because information will never be perfect. And you must also remember that indecision is hanging. And not only hanging, but those around you will remain in a state of uncertainty. Never be quick to make a decision. And at the same time, just do not procrastinate. Yes, if you're presented with a situation to which you do not have the necessary information on which to base your decision, you can make a decision to convey your decision in a fortnight. And you will have time to do your investigations and your research in order to do that. But not to make a decision would be unwise. I've often seen bosses in organizations and managers who receive instructions, requests, and when asked, sir, when will you tell me if I can go on leave? When will you let me know if my loan will be granted? If the answer is, leave it with me, I'll get back to you, that's not a decision at all. That is just putting the other person in a state of extreme discomfort. Our job is not to do that. Our job is to commit very clearly. I see your request. I will give it my due consideration and get back to you with another decision by this date. By giving that precise window and time, the other party will then wait till that time. And of course, make sure that you've noted your commitment and you deliver on it on due date. Now, giving the good news or the bad news is okay, but at least make that decision. Don't procrastinate. And when making very critical, significant, important decisions, it is vital that you also take into account other perspectives. Consultative decision making can help you arrive at a much wiser decision that will lead to an outcome that would otherwise have been disastrous. So do not just rely on your own mind. At times, your perspective may not be sufficient to arrive at an optimal decision. It's good to take on board views and opinions of those who matter to you, who are important in your context, particularly if you're working in an organization, colleagues working in your team, or family members. It helps. Take inputs, take opinions, yet in the end, it is you who will make that decision. Own up to it. And if you have realized after having made the decision that you were wrong, have the audacity and the courage to admit that you made a mistake. That is a sign of strength and it is power. Not to apologize, not to acknowledge your mistake is also a sign of weakness and insecurity. So, my dear friends, our decisions are crucial. They shape our life. How we make them will be based on the values we have. If we are not clear on our values, we'll always remain muddled, and those who are around us and who are significant to our lives will also be muddled as a result. Be clear in your thinking. No matter how much chaos is around you, be clear in your own thinking. Look within and gain a perspective which is empowering. Look around you and see opportunities wherever there are threats. Remain in a state of balance as often as you can. Yes, there will be ups and downs, but it is your decisions ultimately that will shape your future. All the best.